Hi, good evening, everyone. We will start the session now. The last session, we discussed about the introduction to the automation testing. Introduction to automation testing. Now, in that, we discussed about what is automation testing, what are the advantages, disadvantages of automation testing, how to select the project for an automation testing, how to select the project for an automation testing, how to select the tool for automation testing, then automation testing team activities in real time as a test manager, as a test lead, automation architect, then test engineers. What are the activities they are going to perform? We discussed. Then what type of scenarios are preferred for the automation testing? What type of scenarios are not preferred for the automation testing? Also, we discussed, right? The first topic we discussed about the introduction to automation testing. Now, second concept today we are going to discuss introduction to selenium. Introduction to selenium we are going to right. When you talk about the selenium, it is a free tool. It is a free tool. That is non-commercial tool. Directly we can download from the internet. Directly we can download from the internet. Then we can use in our project for testing purpose. That is the free tool. The second point we have, it is an open source tool. What is that? It is an open source tool we are going to call. So what is open source tool means? What is open source tool? Open source tool, open source tool means Selenium source code is available. Anyone can take the Selenium source code. They can able to customize it. Is there's a meaning here. Selenium is an open source tool. Understand? So see, official website for the Selenium is selenium.dev. If you go for downloads here, you can see my here. Selenium source code is available. Anyone can download, they can customize Selenium. If that much capabilities are there, you can update the Selenium. Okay, that is the meaning. It is open source is different meaning. Free tool means different meaning. It is users point of view. It is a free tool, non-commercial tool. Non-commercial tool. Okay, what purpose we are going to use Selenium? Why we are going to use Selenium? What type of testing we can do? It is used to perform functionality and regression testing. This kind of testing. You can't go for the performance testing. You can't go for the security testing using Selenium. It is a functionality and a regression testing tool. Okay, what type of applications we can able to do the testing using Selenium? It supports only web-based applications to automate. Only web-based applications we can automate. That's the reason where it is called browser automation tool. Browser automation tool. Now, Sima, what they're saying in official website, Selenium automates browsers. So we develop the tool to automate the browsers. That's it. What you want to do with that my tool entirely up to your knowledge it is. Whatever things required to perform on a browser, all the features we given in our Selenium. So what do you want to do with my Selenium? Up to your knowledge it is. That's what they're saying it is. It is a browser automation tool. Browser automation tool means which browser supports multiple browsers. It supports multiple browsers. So what are the browser supports like Chrome, Firefox, Edge, IE, Opera, support. These are the browser supports. Now see my here. Supported browsers. Firefox, IE browser, Safari browser, Opera browser, Chrome, and Edge browsers it will support. The other browsers. And multiple operating systems also it supports. Supports multiple operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. So these are the operating system it supports. Okay, operating systems. But whenever you want to go for the automation testing, so we need to develop the automation test script. That's what I said yesterday, right? Okay. Now, if we want to automate, we have to develop the automation test script. So which language Selenium supports? Selenium supports the multiple languages to develop automation test script like Java, C Sharp, Python, Ruby. Java is different, JavaScript is different. Okay. So Java, you can use any one of this language. That's what they're saying it is. Language bindings. C Sharp, Ruby, Java, Python, JavaScript. Java is different. JavaScript is different. Okay. Any one of this language we can use to develop the automation test script. Here, it is not depends on the application. If the user application developed using C Sharp, then I want to go for the C Sharp. Or if application developed using Java, I want to go for that. Not like that. Application can be developed any technology. So if it is a web-based application, front end, we can use either one of this language to develop the automation test script. In general, in present scenario, so more popular combination is Selenium with Java. Selenium with Java is the more popular combination. Okay. So it supports only a web-based application. What about mobile applications? Now, if I go for them by using Selenium, by using Selenium and Appium tool combination, we can able to automate mobile applications. See, mobile applications also we can able to automate, but only Selenium is insufficient. We have to use the another tool combination. What is the tool here? Appium tool we have to use. Appium tool we have to use it is. Now, when you are going to talk with the Selenium, so Selenium is not a one tool. Selenium is a suite of tools. What is that? Selenium is a suite of tools. That means different components are there in the Selenium. So, what are the components in Selenium? So, first one, Selenium IDE. Second component, Selenium RC. Second component, Selenium RC. Third component, Selenium WebDriver. Fourth component, Selenium Grid. These are the four components are there in the Selenium means. As it is, Selenium is a suite of tools. Okay. Briefly, I will give introduction about the each component. When you talk about the IDE, what is IDE stands for? Integrated Development Environment. So, integrated development environment. Sir, what is that integrated development environment means? So, which is software have the characteristics like to allow write the program, to perform debugging, compile, and execution. Which is software have the characteristics like allow to write, allow to debug, allow to compile, allow to execute. Those we are going to call IDE we are going to call. In Selenium, they given one of the component called Selenium IDE. So is the plugin for Chrome, Firefox, and Edge browsers. As a plugin, they given it is this is a add-on for the browsers. Okay. What type of concept this Selenium idea have is it supports record and playback. It supports record and playback. That is the mechanism we have. Sir, what is the meaning of recording? What is the meaning of playback? Understand? Now understand my here. Assume that this is the Selenium ID. There is some recording button as well as we have the run button. Assume that there is an application under test which I want to automate. This is application under test. Suppose I have the email edit box like this, and there is a password edit box also is there in my application. And then I have the submit button. Submit button is there, right? Now, if I click on record button, if I enter the email, I enter the password, I click on the submit button. Then what happens here? Here statements are going to be generated. By default, statements are going. I'm not going to write. Once I click on the record, if I do operation on my application, by default, whatever operations I do on my application, those are going to be converted into the automation test script. Automation test script. This is the concept where we are going to call recording. So recording means in simple converting our actions or operations which we perform on AUT into automation script is called recording. Converting our actions or operations which we perform on AUT into automation script is called recording. That is the recording means any automation tool. So this kind of recording and playback concept have in the Tosca is there, QTP is there, in WinRunner. These tools have the this kind of mechanism recording. So I will show one simple scenario here. Okay, after recording, then that means here recording time. What happens here? Whatever operations you do on your application, those are converting into the automation script keys. Okay. Then there is a run button. If you click on the run button, your tool is going to do the operation on your application. Recording time, whatever operations you perform, the same operation your tool is going to do on your application. This is what we are going to call playback. We are going to call this is called playback. We are going to call that is record and playback. Okay. So what is the playback means? While a script execution, tool will perform operations on AUT. AUT means application that is as per script is called playback. We are going to call. While script execution, tool will perform operations on AUT as per script is called playback. We are going to call it is. There is a playback recording, playback we are going to come. Let me show it this one. I have the one application like this. Mercury Tools application is there. Here I want to go for login operation that I want to automate. Here, already I installed Selenium IDE plugin for my Chrome browser. Here is the Selenium IDE. It is. I'm going to open it. Is close the application. Selenium IDE I opened. Recorded new test in new project. Or I can go for the any option. Create new project here. Project demo project. Click on OK. This is the Selenium IDE. Here I have the recording option. I am going to click on this record. Now it is asking that which application operations do you want to record? We have to specify the application URL. Application URL given. Click on start recording. Now application is opened here. Now I'm going to see there is no statements generated. I'm going to enter the username as Mercury. So I'm going to enter the password as Mercury. Then click on submit. Then stop the record. Sima Mercury Tools login test. Click on OK. Some statements are generated. By default, the automation test script generates the tabular format in our Selenium IDE in terms of command target value like this. I will close the application here. So that is the converting our actions or operations which we perform on AUT into the automation script. It's called recording. It's called recording. So now playback. So there is a play button. If I click on run, so it will open the application and perform the operation on the application. Very fast it is performed. I can set the delay also. There is some delay I want to set each step execution. There's a run button. If you run, see it will open the application. It will enter the username. It will enter the password like this. But here it is a small plugin. Plugin is small. Very few features only will be available. Very few features only available. That is the one of the limitation of the Selenium IDE. So the limitations of Selenium IDE. Limitations of Selenium IDE. Consists very less features which are not sufficient to automate complete project. What are the features are there in the Selenium IDE? Those features are insufficient to automate a complete project, such as example, passing the data to the script during runtime is not possible. That means for execution time, you want to pass the values to the script. Suppose you have the data in the Excel sheet. From there, you want to, for same login functionality, I want to test for the 100 set of user ID, password value is not possible. The code is hard coded here. Same way, once you develop the script is not reusable. There will be some statements you want to use another test. I can't use it is. Every time again and again we have to develop the script it is. Loops we can't use it is. That is the reason in practical Selenium IDE is not used for the project level. So early days of the Selenium introduced in the market, the competitive tools have this kind of concept, record playback. In that point of view, they introduce a Selenium IDE, but in practical, Selenium IDE is not used. Okay, if they ask you in interview point of view, do you have idea about the Selenium? Straight away we can say that Selenium IDE we never use in our project. Okay, at the old days, they have the complete tools in this feature. That is the reason they given it is more. Okay. The Selenium RC. What is RC stands for remote control. Remote control. Selenium RC is the remote control, but have the more disadvantages in the Selenium RC. Okay. Selenium RC have the so more disadvantages. What is the major disadvantage? Means when you go for the Selenium RC, once you develop the automation test script, so then execution time, the script is not executing properly. Supports multiple languages to develop the automation test script and browsers, but having many disadvantages. Yes, many disadvantages. Now, if I go for the Selenium official website, what is the Selenium official website? Selenium.dev. If I go here, so you can see only three components, not four. What are the three components are able to see? Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid. Selenium WebDriver, Selenium IDE, Selenium Grid. Okay, the Selenium RC now it is completely removed. It is not there. Okay. Next one, Selenium WebDriver. Selenium WebDriver. It is alternative for Selenium RC they introduced. To overcome the disadvantages which are there in the Selenium RC, those to overcome, they introduce Selenium WebDriver. So then Selenium grid. So where we are going to use the present for automation testing means Selenium WebDriver we are going to use. The Selenium grid, what is the use of this means whatever WebDriver scripts are there. So to execute WebDriver scripts in parallel execution purpose, we can go for the Selenium grid it is. So what is parallel execution? Let me explain it is. Suppose I have the test script one. I have the test script one. Test script two. Test script three. Like this I have. Now each script I want to execute, it will take around 20 minutes of time. So three scripts I want to execute one after one. Then what is the time it's going to take? 60 minutes are required. When I am going to execute one after one, that is called sequential execution. One script is executed, then I am going to execute another script. That is called sequential execution. We are going to call sequential execution. Now, what I can do, this is my computer where I develop the automation test script. Then what I can do here, these three scripts I can execute in three different systems from my system. From my system, I can connect to these three remote systems. I can go for the at a time. These three scripts I can execute. This is the hub, my system, where it is executing that we are going to call node. We are going to call hub and node concept, so that I can go for the execution. So at a time, I can execute three scripts on three different systems. So what is the advantage here? Instead of 1 hour, within 20 minutes, I can execute all these three scripts it is. So less time it going to take. Now understand. In real time, I created 100 automation test scripts, which I want to execute. It will take 24 hours. It will take about 24 hours. Now, I want to execute these 100 scripts on Firefox browser, Chrome browser, Edge browser, Opera browser, Safari browser. Then again, I want to check. So using Chrome browser in Mac OS, how it is going to execute. If I go for the Mac OS Safari browser, how it is going to work. I want to check it is. Like different combination, I want to do the execution. Suppose 10 different combinations. All the scripts I wanted 10 days time required. But what I can do, 10 systems I can connect, same 100 scripts I can execute. Within 1 day, I can complete the execution activities. That is the advantage of the parallel execution when you go for the Selenium grid. But in the grid, we are not going to develop the any new script here. In the grid, you are not going to develop the any new script it is. So whatever script you develop using WebDriver, that only script we are going to take, we can able to configure like this to go for the parallel execution. That is the Selenium grid. Now coming to the history of the Selenium. So when this Selenium is introduced in the market, it was introduced in 2004 by Jason Huggins. The history of the selenium. Selenium 1.0, when it is introduced, 2004. That means it is a new tool or old tool. It is older tool. So still this much long period of time it has the market. No, actually, selenium is introduced in 2004 only, but selenium got the popularity from 2016 onwards. Even though they introduced in 2004, Selenium got the popularity from 2016 only. Okay. Now, Selenium 1.0, it was introduced by Jason Huggins in 2004. At that time, what are the components are there in the Selenium is we have the Selenium IDE is the one. Selenium IDE, then Selenium RC, then Selenium grid or grid 1. So these are the three components they entered at that time. Now duplicate means now not available. Then see here actually the history of the Selenium. So 2022 that time there is a one company called ThoughtWorks. ThoughtWorks is the company. That company what they did here for internal uses purpose they developed one tool called JavaScript Runner. Internal uses purpose, the ThoughtWorks team employees developed JavaScript Runner. The task is completed. Then they want to give the service for the public. What they did, the tool they introduced into the market. While giving the market at that time, the more popular automation tools in the market is Mercury Interactive Corporation tools. Which tools? Mercury Interactive Corporation tools such as Windrunner, QTP or EFT, now ALM, so Load Runner. These are all the tools from that company only. At that time, the interview also knowledge on Mercury tools they are going to ask. Job description, they are going to asking that knowledge on any Mercury tools they are going to ask. That much popular. Now this Justin against thought that in 2024, I want to give the competition for the Mercury tools. So I will change my tool name called Selenium and they enter in the market. Why that name is given? As a funny note, Justin Huggins said it is. In human body, mercury impurities to remove, doctors are going to use selenium supplement. Selenium as a supplement they are going to use it is. So that's the reason he thought also he want to remove the markets EFT mercury tools. So with selenium they introduced. But when it is he imagine that is in 2004 he thought it is. That's what I'm going to say. So you want to dream means first of all you should have the dare. So then dare is there you can dream big. When you are going to dream big, then only you can able to achieve it is. See, nowadays, only 5% only they are going to use the EFT tool. 75% of companies they are going to use the selenium. In Germany, one street completely IT market, IT industries are there. 5 years back, what happened? How much companies given? Uh, Of the companies using EFT, of the companies using selenium. 5 years back. Now it is 75% companies are using in that Germany also it is. So that much competition is giving the selenium in the market. Okay. So one of my students also working there. He worked on the EFT, now he's working on selenium. So he says it is. Okay. So deprecated. Now that much see he thought like that in 2004. He achieved it is in 2016 actually. Not now. So 16 onwards he got the selenium got the more popularity. Companies are using more compared to the EFT other commercial tools. 75% selenium, remaining 25% companies are using other tools. Then Selenium 2.0. Selenium 2.0 was introduced in 2010. Components Selenium 2.0 are Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, or in simple we call as WebDriver. Then we have the remote WebDriver or Grid2. SIMA, they introduced Selenium WebDriver in 2010 only. But at that time, they maintained here Selenium RC also. Now you can understand that. Now Microsoft is introduced Edge browser. When they introduced Edge browser, immediately they are not removed IE browser. You may notice it is. Last year only they removed IE browser. Up to that IE browser, Edge browser, both are there. Because they want to see that how the users are using the Edge browser, they're satisfied or not. Same way, WebDriver Selenium RC is there, and also into WebDriver, and slowly they removed it is RC. Now RC is not there. Only we have the WebDriver. Now final Selenium 3.0. A 3.0 in 2016. What are the components are there in 3.0? Selenium IDE, Selenium WebDriver or WebDriver, then remote WebDriver or Grid2. Okay. Sir, 3.0 2016. Sir, which version we are going to use in our class and in companies now? Selenium 3.2 is the more popular one. 3.141.59 is the most stable version. Okay, but now we have the Selenium 4.0. It is Selenium 4.0. Stable version is 3.141.59. Present version is Selenium 4.21.0. It was introduced in May 16th. That means only 13 days back only it is introduced. Okay, 2024. Now see, sim stable version again, May 16th. Every time when they are releasing, they say it is stable version. So after a few days, they are going to release again another version. Because some issues are getting, see, 21, 19, 18. Now see, 4.19, when it is in May 27th only. Immediately they given the, again April 24th, another version they given. So again, within a less than 1 month, they given, so another version it is. It is continuous process, you don't worry. Minor changes that are going to give that and releasing into the market. Okay. Now, coming into the Selenium, sir, what are the, sir, which version we are going to discuss in our course? So we go for the latest version 4.21.0 only we are going to use. Okay. So advantages and disadvantages of Selenium. What are the advantages? It is a free tool. Supports multiple programming languages to develop the automation testers. Because other tools doesn't have this type of feature. Only Selenium will support the multiple languages to develop the automation test script. Supports multiple browsers. Can execute test cases in parallel. Other tools doesn't have this feature, but Selenium will support you to go for the parallel execution. Advantages. Same way we have the some disadvantages also. Supports only web-based applications. Programming skills are mandatory because automation tester script you want to use in WebDriver. WebDriver doesn't have the record and playback concept. Selenium ID is there. WebDriver is another component which we are going to use. Okay. Programming skills are mandatory, not user friendly. Any programming language, if it is a case sensitive, that is unfriendly, a programmer friendly language are going to call. So if you got any problem with the tool, there is no official support. In simple EFT tool I can say is like an iPhone, whereas Selenium is like a China mobile. China mobile. That means how much time will go to successfully we have to use it. Is if you got the problem, you can't. No one is going to provide the service to you. Same like this Selenium also. No official support is available, so it won't generate reports by default. That's the reason reports purpose we are going to discuss about the log4j extend report tools we are going to discuss to generate the reports. It won't support the Node.js, React.js, and Flexi technologies. It won't support the Node.js, React.js, and Flexi technologies. The disadvantages. Okay. So these are the history of the Selenium. The next class, tomorrow class, we are going to discuss about the WebDriver and what are the things we have to download and how to configure all together to work with the Selenium in our system. That means Selenium WebDriver configuration I will go to explain to you in tomorrow's session. After explanation of the WebDriver architecture, I will go to explain to you Selenium WebDriver config how to do the links, navigation steps, everything I will give to you. So some of you already registered, I think, right? So who are already you send some screenshots to me, please. So this is the number. Try to send the screenshot to me. So I will go to add you into the group. I will share the this note Selenium automation testing notes. I will go to share with you. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts are there for anyone? So Selenium tomorrow class is an important. I will going to start how to do the WebDriver configuration. So everyone has to attend every class. Don't depends on the recording session. Yes, recording sessions are there, but when you miss the one class, so further recording session you have to use. Okay, okay. So this is the my number. Once you register, try to send the screenshot to me. I will add you into the group to share the notes. Okay. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. AUT means understand application under test. Application under test or system under test. Which application we do testing? That we are going to call AUT. I told I think already. Okay. Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Bye.